There is new fallout tonight from the racist rhetoric used at former President Trump's rally at MSG last night, including the hate speech involving the Puerto Rican community. New York City has the largest Puerto Rican population outside of the island itself. And as political reporter Marcia Kramer reports, everyone is now weighing in, from the Harris campaign to local politicians.
Puerto Rican flags waved at La Marqueta in East Harlem, where community leaders gathered to denounce the rally held by Donald Trump at Madison Square Garden.
To come to New York and make these comments is a slap in the face to every Puerto Rican in New York and the 5 million Puerto Ricans in the mainland.
Brooklyn Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez, the first Puerto Rican woman to serve in the House, just one of many Latinos speaking out about the comments made by comedian Tony Hinchcliffe.
But there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah, I think it's called Puerto Rico.
The Harris campaign moved quickly to capitalize on the controversy, pointing out Trump's response when Hurricane Maria devastated the island.
I will never forget what Donald Trump did. He abandoned the island and offered nothing more than paper towels and insults.
And we're here to push back, to tell Pennsylvania, to tell Wisconsin, to tell Michigan, North Carolina, to tell all of them that they should vote against Donald Trump, defeat him, and send him back to retirement.
There was a lot of pushback after the rally, which also attacked blacks, Jews, Muslims, and Palestinians. The board of the National Puerto Rican Day Parade issued a statement saying, quote, "This insult will not diminish who we are or what we represent, but should remind us of the critical importance of voting on November 5th. The chair of the Puerto Rican Democratic Party thinks the anti-Latino sentiment could affect the outcome of the election.
The political playbook always mandates that, when you're this close to an election, you just can't do unforced errors. And this was a massive error by the campaign, by the Trump campaign. There's over 400,000 Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania, for example. 320,000 of those are registered to vote.
Now, Louis Davila says that even if 10 or 15% of the Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania move from undecided to the Harris camp, it could affect the outcome of the election. Meanwhile, the Trump campaign distanced itself from the comedian, saying his statement does not reflect the views of Trump or the campaign. Christine?
New York, not a battleground state, clearly a blue state. But can this affect some of the elections that are happening here next week?
Well, I talked to a number of political experts today, and basically what they say, the worry is that it could affect the congressional races where 5 Republicans are trying, and most of them are in hotly contested, very close races. Because instead of having to make their final arguments this week, they're going to be asked to respond about what happened. In fact, late today, Congressman Mike Lawler, who's in a very tough race upstate in the Hudson Valley, issued a statement saying that this was racist, and it was a statement by what he called an unfunny comedian. But he also took pains to point out that the remarks came well before President Trump took the seat. But here's the question. Does his Democratic opponent attack him for not attacking President Trump? It remains to be seen, and there's 8 days left, so we'll see what happens.
And the balance of Congress and at the end of that road. Okay, Marcia, thank you.